What's up, family? It's your man Mark Black, Tamir Rice, John Crawford, Alton Sterling. What do these brothers have in common besides the fact that they're black? Well, I'll tell you. What they have in common is that each of them died after altercations with the police where someone called 911 and claimed that these brothers were armed or brandishing a weapon. I want to talk to you today about a new type. Well, not really new, but new to most of us to be thinking of it this way. I call this murder by numbers. So let me lay out the scenario for you. A white person, or a person of some other ethnicity, but mostly white folks, will jump on the horn and call 911 and claim that they see an individual acting erratically who appears to be armed with a weapon, a firearm, usually. But it can be a knife, it could be anything. Immediately, the police arrive on the scene, and shortly thereafter, someone is either detained if they're lucky or dead if they're not, right? What's inspiring me to do this video is the recent incident with Dr. Dre having been detained by the police in his home after a road rage incident escalated to some pale-faced motherfucker calling the police and alleging that Dr. Dre brandished or had a firearm of some sort. And the police came and detained this man, and he was lucky. He was lucky that he gets to be with his family today. He was lucky that he's not dead. People, we have to understand something, and this is going to be difficult for a lot of you because, to be honest, up until very recently, I would say within the last year or so, if someone had said this to me, I would have argued against it. So for those of you who are going to make comments, who are going to talk about this moving forward, I understand the difficulty of embracing this idea. But you have to understand, the pale people, all of them, know what the fuck they are doing to us. They know what's happening. They are aware of how the system works, and they use it to their advantage, even if it means you die. Every one of them. This isn't something where you can make an excuse for ignorance, where you can argue that they just simply don't know enough black people. No. This is not that. The pale people, all of them, are aware that we live in a system where once certain mechanisms are engaged, we are more likely to end up dead than not dead. They know that all they have to do is get on 911 and say 2 words, and we will be lucky to survive the encounter. Those 2 words are black and gun. Say them with me. Black and gun. 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, there's this black guy out here, at such and such a so-and-so location, and it looks like he's got a gun. Sir, don't worry, we'll be right there. That's it. That little statement, that little back and forth didn't take 10 seconds. And that 10 seconds would allow any pale person in this country, in any jurisdiction, to commit murder by numbers. Make no mistake about it, family. No mistake about it. We are at war, and we are losing because we do not accept some key premises. One of which is that we are at war, and number 2, that the people that we are at war with know we're at war with them. It's as simple as that. We've got brothers and sisters who are dying probably every day on the basis not of any actual real provable allegations, right? Not off of anything that the police can show up and actually determine to be the case, but simply on the word of so-called concerned citizens. Is it sinking into your heads yet? Dr. Dre is a billionaire nearly, and his money won't save him. All of the money that he has, all of the so-called influence that he has, will not save him from a simple pencil-pushing peon in a fucking Prius calling 911 and saying black and gun. Our little brother Tamir is dead because someone called 911 and claimed that he had what looked like a gun. Our brother John Crawford is dead because some asshole called 911 and claimed that he had a gun. Alton Sterling is dead because he probably got into a verbal altercation with someone who knew him or knew about him, and they were able to call 911 and claim that he had a gun. Now, I am not going to sit here and tell you that you need to be careful. You need to make sure that you tell a police officer if you have a firearm. We already know that doesn't work. Philando Castile had a legal right to carry his firearm and was still killed dead in the driver's seat of his vehicle. I'm not going to sit here and try to respectability you. I'm not going to do that to you, family. I'm not going to do it. There is no level of anything that you can do that will ultimately prevent them from killing you. Why I'm doing this video is twofold. One, so that you can't claim that you didn't know. You can't claim at this point that you didn't know that your pale neighbors and fellow citizens around you are able to kill you with a phone call. You can't claim you didn't know that. And number two, I wanted to do this video so that you'd wake up. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you need to be respectable. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that if you pull your pants up or you keep your wallet, painted neon orange, or you don't hold on to anything that ever even looks like a gun, or that when you get into an argument on the side of the road or on the freeway with a white person that you need to cow down. I'm not going to tell you any of that shit. What I'm going to tell you is this. In a society where you can be murdered simply with a phone call, I say that you had better damn well get ready for it. You better be prepared. You better be prepared at every interaction, at every single interaction with these pale people, no matter who they are. Friends, family, co-workers, associates. If you engage, you better be ready to engage to the point where it's possibly your death. Because with a phone call, that's exactly what it could be. Dr. Dre, I think, should have gotten a wake-up call. It will be interesting to hear what he has to say about this incident moving forward. Think about all the brothers and sisters that experience this, though, who are not here to tell their stories, who are not here to tell you what they think about the fact that they can be murdered with a goddamned phone call. Wake up, family. Those of us who are called to do so have been warning you. We have been signs on the way warning you. Unify or die. How many more incidents do you need? How many more warnings do you need before you will get together with your people and stand up and live by any means? By any means. Until next time, this is your man Mark Black. Love, peace, prosperity, and power, real power to my people.